Why do we fall? It is a question that echoes through the chambers of every human soul, a question asked not in moments of triumph, but in the still silence after defeat, when the world turns cold, when our plans crumble, when we are alone with our pain and failure. This is when the question arises. Why do we fall? We fall to be reminded of something eternal, that strength is not born from ease. Strength is forged in fire. You were not born to walk a path free of resistance. You were born to rise, again and again, no matter how many times life tries to keep you down. Rising intensity, purpose, and pain. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. There is no victory without struggle. There is no strength without pressure. There is no greatness without the trials that test the soul. You fall because the fall is the lesson. It shows you where you're weak. It exposes your excuses. It rips away your pride and forces you to ask, how bad do I really want it? Because if you want something badly enough, nothing will keep you down. Not rejection, not betrayal, not time, not pain. Desire backed by faith is a weapon that cannot be defeated. Commanding challenge and action. Now listen closely. When you fall, you are faced with a decision, to stay down or to get up. That decision defines everything. You are not defeated by what happens to you. You are defeated by what you allow to happen inside of you. A man is never beaten until he accepts defeat in his own mind, and a woman is never broken until she abandons her dream in her own heart. The climb is supposed to be steep. The path is supposed to hurt, and the nights are supposed to feel long. You fall so you can rise higher. You fall so you can fight harder. You fall so you can become something greater than you were. Philosophical. The power within the oak sleeps in the acorn. The eagle waits inside the egg, and the hero you were meant to become. That power is buried inside your failure. Dig deep. Every time you fall, you are uncovering the raw material of greatness. Steel is tested in fire, and so are you. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you demand, through effort, through endurance, through unshakable belief in yourself. So when you fall, don't just get up. Get up with purpose. Get up with your eyes open, your fists clenched, your vision renewed. Conclusion, victory, and vision. The fall is not the end. The fall is a sign that you are moving, that you are alive, that you are becoming. No one climbs the mountain without first stumbling on the rocks. So rise and rise again with courage in your chest and fire in your heart. Because the fall does not define you, your rise does. Failure. A word that strikes fear into the hearts of the timid, but lights a fire in the hearts of those who understand the truth. You see, failure is not the opposite of success. It is not a detour, a mistake, or a punishment. No, failure is the very foundation upon which all lasting success is built. Those who fear failure will never know victory, but those who embrace it, study it, and rise from it, they are the ones destined for greatness. Let me say it plainly, you are meant to fail, and if that truth offends you, then good, because it means you're awakening. It means you're beginning to see the world not as you wish it were, but as it truly is. Every man or woman who has ever done something great, who has ever built an empire, written a masterpiece, conquered a fear, or changed the world, they failed, often and deeply. But they understood that failure was not the end. It was the beginning. Success, my friend, is earned, and failure is the price. When a child first learns to walk, they fall, again and again. But do we tell them to sit down, to stay still, to accept their limits? No, because we know the fall is part of the process. The child must stumble before they can stand, and stand before they can run. Why, then, do grown men and women expect their dreams to come without the same process? Why do we think we can leap to the top without first being brought to our knees? The truth is simple. Failure is life's way of testing how badly you want it. It is the fire that burns away weakness, doubt, and hesitation. It reveals your character. It shows whether your desire is shallow or deep, whether your dream is a fantasy or a conviction. Those who run from failure are running from growth. But those who face it, who take the blow, who learn, who adjust and return stronger. They are writing the story of real success. Do not curse your failures. Study them, welcome them, rise above them. Every failure brings with it the gift of education. A new lesson, a sharpened edge, a deeper understanding of what it will take to win. The mountain does not yield to those who complain about how steep it is. It yields only to those who climb, slip, and climb again. So if you failed, take heart. It means you are trying. It means you are on the path, and the path, while hard, leads to everything worth having. Failure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is your proving ground. And if you keep moving, keep learning, and keep believing, your failure will one day stand behind you, not as a scar, but as a symbol of your strength. Success is not found in the absence of failure, but in the courage to rise after it. If you desire strength, real strength, the kind that endures storms and breaks through barriers, then you must be willing to struggle, because strength does not come from ease. It is not given, it is earned, forged in the furnace of difficulty, shaped by pressure, and purified in the fires of adversity. The strongest steel must go through the hottest flame, and so must you. You see, every person wants power, courage, influence, but few are willing to walk the path that creates it. They wish for it, they daydream about it, but they do not embrace the one truth that the universe never hides. You only become strong by facing what makes you weak. Look around you. Nature itself is a testament to this truth. The mighty tree stands tall not because the wind never blew against it, but because the wind did. It pressed and pushed, forcing the roots to dig deeper, the trunk to grow thicker. Without resistance, that same tree would collapse under its own weight. The storm was not its enemy, it was its sculptor. So too with you. The moment you run from struggle, you run from growth. The moment you avoid discomfort, you avoid greatness. You are not here to live a soft, safe life. You are here to become more, to stretch, to strain, to evolve, and that only happens when you are tested. Adversity is the gatekeeper of your potential. It asks, are you serious? And if your answer is yes, then you must prove it, not in your words, but in your persistence, in your grit, in your refusal to quit when everything inside you says stop. People want strength, but they forget where it lives. Strength is born the moment you go one more round after you've been knocked down. It rises when you get up on the days you feel broken. It is carved into your soul every time you choose discipline over comfort, courage over fear, and action over excuses. No one ever became great by staying in the warm bed of comfort. No one ever changed the world by playing it safe. You must struggle, not once, not twice, again and again. Because each struggle chips away the unnecessary, removes the doubt, and leaves behind only what is essential, the truth of who you are and what you are made of. When the world pushes against you, do not retreat. Push back when the burden is heavy, carry it. When the climb is steep, step anyway. Your muscles will ache, your mind will resist, but your spirit, your true self, will be waiting at the top, stronger than ever before. So welcome the struggle. It is not here to destroy you, it is here to prepare you. The greatest strength you will ever possess is not in your hands, but in your will, and that will is built in the crucible of struggle. Do not curse it, embrace it. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, but not every desire is created equal. Some are mere wishes, soft, vague, and easily abandoned. Others are burning obsessions, fierce and unrelenting, impossible to silence or ignore. And the difference between the two is revealed not in moments of success, but in moments of failure. The fall reveals your desire. You see, anyone can speak of dreams when the path is smooth. Anyone can claim they want success when nothing stands in the way. But what happens when the path turns rough, when your plans fall apart, when life slams you to the ground and dares you to get back up? That's when your true desire is tested. Most people, when they fall, make excuses. They point fingers, they blame time, chance, other people, even fate. But those who are truly hungry, those possessed by a burning purpose, do not waste their energy on blame. They rise, They wipe the blood from their face, stand on shaking legs, and say, "This is not the end. I'm not finished." Why? Because their desire is not a passing emotion. It is a decision, a commitment, a command to themselves. It is not dependent on circumstance. It lives within, and it cannot be extinguished by temporary defeat. The fall is not just a setback. It is a mirror. It shows you what you really want. It shows you what you're willing to fight for. If you stay down, the dream was never yours to begin with. If you rise, battered but more determined, the dream was real. Understand this, desire must be greater than disappointment. If a single failure is enough to kill your dream, then you never had a dream. You had a wish. Real desire burns through failure like fire through paper. It feeds off resistance. It uses pain as fuel. It transforms "I can't" into "I must." Look into the lives of those who changed the world. You will find failure, heartbreak, rejection, but you will also find an unshakable desire that refused to die. They fell, often harder than most, but each time they rose, their will was stronger. When you fall, do not ask, "Why me?" Ask instead, "How badly do I want this?" Your answer to that question will determine everything. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be afraid. But you are not allowed to quit if your desire is true. The fall strips away the noise. It reveals what matters. It reveals you. So if you've fallen, welcome the test. Welcome the opportunity to prove to yourself that your dream is more than talk. Stand up. Take another step, not because it's easy, but because the fire inside you won't let you stay down. Let your desire be known, not in words, but in what you do after the fall. Defeat is not a moment in time. It is not the event of falling down or facing loss. Defeat begins only when you allow it to settle in your mind. Until then, you remain undefeated. Your body may bend, your plans may shatter, but your spirit, that invisible force inside, remains unconquered unless you choose to surrender it. The battle of life is fought most fiercely within the confines of your own mind. It is there where victory is won or lost. You see, the outer world reacts to what your inner world believes. If you decide that you are beaten, then your actions will follow suit. Your thoughts become shackles, and those shackles become your prison. But if you refuse to accept defeat, if you cultivate a mind of steel, then no setback can hold you down. No matter what happens outside, your inner fortress remains secure. Defeat only becomes permanent when you consent to it. Until that moment, you are still a warrior. Many people confuse failure with defeat. They fall, and because they have not yet learned the difference, they conclude the fight is over, but it is not over. Not until you say it is. Look at every great success story, those who have climbed from the depths of poverty, illness, rejection, and loss. They did not win because the world was kind to them. They won because they refused to accept that the world had defeated them. It is a simple truth. Your greatest enemy is not the circumstances that knock you down. It is the thought that keeps you down. Change your thinking, and you change your destiny. To refuse defeat is to claim control over your own life. It is to say, "I will be the master of my fate, the captain of my soul." This requires discipline. This requires faith. Faith not in luck or chance, but faith in your ability to endure, to adapt, and to rise. You are not defined by your falls. You are defined by your decisions in the aftermath. To accept defeat is to give away your power. To refuse it is to reclaim your sovereignty. When you face hardship, remember, the moment you surrender your mind to despair, you hand victory to your adversary. But if you steel your will, summon your courage, and renew your purpose, you become unstoppable. The mind is a garden. If you plant seeds of defeat, it will grow weeds of failure. But if you plant seeds of hope and resilience, it will bear the fruit of triumph. So fight to keep your mind undefeated. Refuse to let your circumstances dictate your future. Stand firm in your conviction that defeat is only temporary. You have the power to rise again, no matter how many times you fall. You are not defeated until you accept it. And you were never born to accept defeat. Within each human being lies a force greater than any external obstacle. It is not found in wealth, status, or circumstance. It is a power that cannot be seen, measured, or borrowed. This power is already inside you, waiting. Dormant, yes, but ready to awaken the moment you decide to claim it. Consider the acorn. To the untrained eye, it is small, insignificant, fragile. Yet inside that acorn sleeps the mighty oak, the power to grow tall, to withstand storms, to stretch its branches toward the sky, all contained within that tiny seed. The oak does not become mighty by wishing or waiting. It becomes mighty because the power inside it is allowed to grow. You are like that acorn. You carry within you the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to overcome any challenge. The problem is not that power is missing. It is that most people never discover it. They look outward for solutions, for encouragement, for permission, when all along the real answer lies within. The hero you are meant to be is buried beneath layers of doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. These layers must be peeled away. Failure, struggle, disappointment, they are the chisels that carve away the excess, revealing your true form beneath. Many give up before they find this power because it requires effort to awaken. It requires the courage to look inward and confront your own weaknesses, but once you do, you will find a force unlike any other. It is the power to keep going when the world tells you to stop, the power to create opportunity where none seems to exist. The power to rewrite your story regardless of your past. The eagle that soars high in the sky was once an egg. It did not begin life ready to fly. It had to break free, to struggle, to push through a shell. Your journey is no different. That power inside you is waiting for you to break through the shell of limitation and doubt. When you realize this, you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or luck for your failures. You begin to take responsibility because you know the ultimate control lies within your own mind and spirit. No external event can create your greatness. It can only trigger the choice inside you: will I rise or will I fall? Will I awaken the power within, or will I stay trapped in excuses? The choice is yours. When you tap into that inner power, you become unstoppable. Obstacles become lessons. Failures become stepping stones. Fear becomes fuel. Remember, the true measure of power is not in how much you control the outside world, but in how deeply you master yourself. That power has been with you all along. It waits silently, patiently, and the moment you decide to claim it, to believe in it, you begin a transformation no one can stop. You are not defined by your past, your failures, or your limitations. You are defined by the power you choose to awaken and the actions you take from that place. The hero inside you is waiting. It is time to break free. The moment you fall does not determine who you are. It is not the failure, the mistake, or the loss that defines your story. What shapes your legacy is what you do next. How you rise from the fall, how you respond to the challenge, how you reclaim your power and push forward. In life, everyone stumbles. Every man, every woman, every great soul has faced moments when the ground beneath them seemed to vanish. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not luck or talent. It is resilience. It is the refusal to be broken by circumstance. It is the unwavering commitment to stand up again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. When you fall, you discover your true character. You discover whether your dreams are mere fantasies or a burning obsession. You find out if your spirit is fragile or unbreakable. The fall is a test, and the rise is the answer. It is easy to appear strong when all is well. It takes no courage to walk a smooth road, but the road of greatness is never smooth. It is littered with setbacks, obstacles, and moments that demand everything you have. The rise is not merely a physical act. It is a spiritual and mental declaration. It is saying, I will not be defeated. I will not be defined by this failure. I will claim my destiny. It is a choice, a decision to embrace struggle, and use it as fuel to propel yourself higher. The greatest warriors are those who know the taste of defeat but refuse to be swallowed by it. They do not pretend that the fall didn't happen. They do not hide from their pain. Instead, they confront it head on, learn from it, and use it to become stronger. Remember, your rise does not have to be perfect. It only has to be determined. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every moment you choose hope over despair, action over inaction, courage over fear, you rise. The world will try to measure you by your failures, but you must measure yourself by your comebacks. You must see every fall as an opportunity to rise with greater strength, clarity, and purpose. You are more than your setbacks. You are the sum of every time you chose to stand back up, to fight harder, and to keep moving forward. So when life knocks you down, do not stay there. Do not let the fall define your future. Rise with all your might. Rise with the knowledge that every great success is born from countless rises after falls. This is the story of the unstoppable. This is the path of the triumphant. Your rise is your declaration to the world that you are not finished, that you are not broken, and that you will not quit. Stand, rise, conquer,